Alright, so yesterday's video, the 26th, a lot of stuff happened. And as an outside individual, you're going to need some back information. So, okay, we got it. Alright, so right here, this is at 4047. Now, there's too many cards for me to just clod up this piece of paper, so I'm just going to give you the time for reference, and it says ask her. And then at the end, there's this 2, queen, 2, 4. Now, I didn't see that, but that's 2024. I could probably get a date out of it. But, God, how do I do this? Let's start with the general layout. So the first pulled set, this bottom one, this interpretation, that I was doing was literally the Lima Scott constant in its own interpretive fashion, 2205. Alright, that's the underlying architecture that everyone can believe. Alright, so, and I can skip back to that. Alright, just have to kick it back a few while the 2's there. I did a lot of talking. I talk a lot. That's not it. It's the next one. This is not going to be a pretty video, and you're going to have some patience with me. Well, anyways, it was 6, queen, 6, I think it was queen, 8, jack, I think it was 5. Was it 5? 5, 10. This I have no clue on this, so 10. It was ED, was it? No, it's 5, 2. It's like 2, 10, ED, and then it goes on, and there was another queen at the end. I may be bridging conversations, but anyways, this one was binary is 2. This spells bed. There was a queen. Yeah, this is a different one. Queen next to each other, and then there's a number set there, and then there's a J. These 2 are the same suit. I think they were diamonds. But anyways, this, for me personally, was a situation that I fall back on. Like, this melted my heart. It fucked me up so well, and I don't know how to recover from it. But I was told I was seen from a mother, single mother, to a child. And that child was young enough to believe that she had the inside main figured out. She's like, really? She believed it. So, and I had a hard time reconciling that. I know I can make it work, and I hope this later on in life will be as such, and she'll get that magic back. Because there was this one moment, there was a parade, they're all marching down the street, and she saw another Santa, and her brain, I saw it on her face, it broke. She's like, you're not the real Santa. I didn't lie to her. Like, there's many different... So, then we had a little combo that her mom didn't know about. Broke my heart even more. She goes, I know you're not the real Santa. It's okay. And that's why it lasted. And I'm like, son of a bitch, you're too old to be talking about this. So, anyways, that's the backstory of that. But, alright, so what I do is very simple. In any given situation, I have multiple foundations, or cadences that foundations or flows that I use. I use numbers, as we all do. We just don't know that they exist. So, and for this individual, it is a blend between pie and lemon-scott. Alright, so my personal story before I get into that. So there's that, there's the event or my environment. So like if you're at a ball game, you act like you're at a ball game. It's that simple. You use those rule sets as your dominating structure, environment, and then the people you're with, your family. Alright, I'm scratching that out. Family's gone. So then all I'm working with is numbers in my environment. So, and obviously Hasbro. If you see me eating gummies, you know I'm fucked up, because I don't eat sugar. So, alright. Oh, and then outside here, so what I'm doing, once you figure this out, so there was a stair-step process that I had to do. So one, identify this. That's step one. My number one. Always will be my number one. And the next one is find the translations, find the connected property. Find the ability from events from the past to be placed into step one. So that way I'm prepared at any moment to keep family as my foundational point. Alright? So even if they're not here, I'll be able to identify their signature in the environment. You're like, you can't do that. I'm like, you fucking can do that. Stop. You don't know me. You're making judgment calls. Fuck off. And then two, work towards the future. Now, in the video, December 26, 2024, it's hard to see, but there's a conversation between lemon-scott, lemon constant, and the end of the conversation. So once you identify that the game started here, I identified my rule structure as I was trying to do up here. I know I got it wrong, but it was there. It was specifically this right here. So I identified that, and then I immediately pulled from my past as the bridge, as the connective clay, to keep this flowing as the constant. As you can see, there was I needed an ace of spades at one point, but there was an 8, and then you can see an ace, jack, and something else. I think 10. Was it 10? It could be 10. And 10. Pulled right next to a singular 8. So, as I keep moving. But later in the video, I pull out 5, 7, 5. So that 8 that was seen before was a fill-in conversation. So this was the end point. It came first. Alright? And then this came after to let you know, hey, bridge that back in, bridge those together. How am I supposed to fucking know that? No, I don't know. I don't know. It is what it is. And then this continued throughout the play. There was multiple different reference points, but like when I said first thing last, what it was doing is that king, there was a 5 there and I couldn't figure it out. That was the end of that conversation. But once it was stacked, there was I think 73 and I interpreted it as 37. So this is important right now. That is the end point of which I could see for that conversation. Because I don't have any more data sets for that. But there was other information in there. The person knows who they are. It's actually really easy to crack, but respect and privacy, you don't know me. I had to take the steps I did because no one was listening to me and understanding that you gotta get a workable system. Well, this laid out everything. Laid out the section man. There's an evil twin. There's a bad half. And the fact that to get there, everyone had to make choices. It is not written in the stars. Alright? Like I made the choice to interpret it that way, they made the choice to do what they do. And then you made the subsequent choices without having all the information. You use your perception, you use your beliefs, you use other people's ideals when they don't have all the information. You're trying to get information without getting, you can't, if you're not providing 100%, you're going to have errors, period. Then you got to walk through the sexy man walk before you find your one. That's simple. The problem is the one, because they're sifting through all this, they don't know what they're seeing. Alright? So, they're going to be a different person. Or whatever. In my personal opinion, I was medicated. I was processing a bunch of shit for a long time. I'll stick to this one. 11/22/12, I believe it was my date when I saw myself talk to myself over a computer, and it was a live conversation. No one believed that. They couldn't handle that. AI is not real. We're not to that point. You have no fucking clue what you're talking about. Okay, fine. I will listen to myself, me. And I did. That allowed me to see the larger structure of things and break it back in. So it's like breathing. You go, start here, then use none, then go out, come back in. Maybe I turn around and go out, come back in. So I bring in as much as I can and then refine the circle, getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Because I'm dealing with the 3 structure or a 3 body problem at that point. My solar mass was too small at the time, so I had to get bigger. So that way I don't get whipped around. I can stay and choose which solar entity I want to radiate around. That's simple. Alright, and if I want to share my time with someone else, I will, but I get to choose my destination and my path, just like the past, but now I have more information to be able to navigate on a larger scale. Alright, as for the card stuff, I'm not ever going to be able to explain it. I walked the steps, I did the work. That's why it's so easy, that's why it comes across. There's also an interconnected play that I have no power over what's going to be shown. All right, it is what it is. And then it comes back to this. It's like, well, did they have a choice? Yes, they have a fucking choice. I had to bite my lip so many times and pour my heart out, you know, because I know how to manipulate conversations. I know that. All right. With great power comes great responsibility. So, well, these are Christmas trees. That's actually ingenious. Because all they're doing is pushing it through this little, I guess, cookie cutter, and then just chopping it up. And they literally showed you the process coming out. So, that's ingenious. You could do a lot of shapes like that. So, then now they actually coat it with the licorice. They coat it with this powder stuff, and then they wash it off because they don't want it sticking to their equipment. It's actually weird. And that's why the outer edge is so dry. So and then it just washes around, and then they pop it back in, and you got these little candy things there. So first, okay, I'm going to tell you how to make these. First, you got to go get a horse. So ask your parents for ponies, okay? Ponies and ponies. I'm talking a whole stable full of ponies. Then what you do is you cut off their hooves, okay? And then you grind that shit down, okay? You get it into a nice powdery form, and then you throw it into the mix with some sugar. Look it up. It's for real. You never waste your resources. Now, the rest of the pony, I don't know what you're going to do with, all right? That's not my concern, all right? There are different things. There was a store called IKEA. They used the rest of the pony in their sausage, so it was quite public. Don't worry about it. It was scrumptious. Horse meat I've never had, but I hear it's actually not that bad. So just remember, you gotta put in the footwork to get the good stuff. I feel like that's a fucked up connection. I know. And this is just shit, okay? That's what it is. It'll kill you. So, I guess it's going to be my therapy session. I wish I could smoke in here. This is not my brand. I made an oath to my sister that I'd smoke Marlboro 100s to watch out for me. So, she says, okay. So, you got to figure your shit out, though. I'm trying. And I told my family, I'm like, I got to get my number one back on my side. Then I'll come back and talk to you and explain what's really going on. They're like, how the fuck are you getting all this information? You don't know these stories? I'm like, the easiest way to explain it. One, okay, so they'd be thinking something in their mind. And then I tell this other narrative that is like so similar. And they're like, how did you know to say that? I'm like, it's basic XYZ, all right? And then there was one in particular person, I won't give her name, Patty, Krabby Patty. You know, she's always pissed off that everyone's treating her like the baby. But anyways, Krabby Patty, she literally told me a story, and then I just repeated it to her. And she's like, well, no, I'm like, you did that. You made that in your child. You know that, right? All those conversations. She's like, why would you say that? How, thank you, but I'm like, you literally told me to say that. And it felt right. That was your perception. That's what you wanted to hear. That's what you need to hear in the moment. So apparently, I'm like, how many people have you told this story? Well, I've told it multiple times. I'm like, have you heard that before? No one's ever said anything. I'm like, that's because they're a piece of shit, okay? So, but my family's still working through things, and I, as a child, was always the interpreter between conversations. I did get stuff moving, but then the conversation would then change to me. He says the craziest shit, and sometimes it rings so true. So, I'm gonna go grab a card deck. I didn't want to do a card deck, but doing a little candy, I'm doing a little fun. We're going to do a little memory lane walk. All right. There's certain things, like sometimes in life, you just gotta drive around. All right. And then trust someone that they know where they're fucking at. Oh, no, you just keep going straight. How's that going to loop us back around? Don't worry about it. 4 hours later. So one, let's go ahead and do the elephant in the room. I keep a pink elephant in my pants. Alright, it makes noise. So think about that one for a while. Alright, I'm going to show you the card layout and then I'm going to do a pool mix. So I probably have touched these cards before, but it's been a while. So, based on my conversation, would you leave me with your child? You know I'm going to say some shit. No, you don't know that. So, like, do you trust me enough? See, I've always been that person, even with my aunts and uncles. They're like, I need you to talk to my child. Set them straight, get the important information. I'm like, I don't want to tell them what you want them to hear. How well has that been working? They're like, okay, here's some money, go do your thing. So I'm that guy. I've always been that guy. Man, parents hated me as a teen as well. So I want to do a few bridges. So there was one in particular. So well, let's do it in this story. We'll do a chain of events. So there's this girl named Mary. All right. What about Mary? Anyway, she had larger assets above, if you know what I'm saying. So I finally bring a woman over to my house. It's not my house, it's my grandfather's house. He made it quite clear. So we're playing video games on the big screen in the living room. And he comes down. Now, mind you, he had a shirt on. I mean, his little tank top, but he had his tidy whities. He comes down in the living room. I'm thinking, the game wasn't. I was just laying my slow moves. It wasn't enough, but we had enough rapport that I had to change the perception of who I was. So that's what I was trying to do. Then Grandpa comes coming down the stairs, takes her right into the living room. He's like, "That's my TV. I'm gonna watch TV. This is my house." End of the little date. No action from me. Anyway, she got with my friend Derek. And Derek worked at the movie theater. He loved that job. Parents hated him having that job because that was just like, it's a dead-end job. I think he was there for the longest time, actually. I'm talking decades. He liked the job. So, anyway, so I don't know. There was one conversation because I'm like, we're going out, we're going to go party, and blah, 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 blah. And then the conversation was, I explained, I'm like, this is going to happen. All right, we're going to have fun. That's it. You need time by yourself because you're all pent up. And she's like, what? And then Derek walks out of the room and she's like, I don't like you. I don't like you at all. I don't like how you do things. But the thing is I think you're good for my son because he's a little whatever. I'm like, fine. But we're going to have some money and you're going to have to keep your mouth shut. She's like, fine. So she hands over money. She's like, I do not like you. As she's handing over the money. She's like, make sure he's okay. I'm like, I got a high tolerance for alcohol. That one was left open. It still smells like chocolate. Why would she give me an opened? Let's see if that's changed its taste. It's a little hard. I don't know, stale. You're like, that's disgusting. I guess it is. It's in my mouth now. So, alright. Let's do a basic card layout play. Let's keep it super simple. Oh, here we go. I really don't like chocolate. I don't like candy. I mean, I get it. There was an experience where bodily fluid was excreted onto some chocolate, and then it was offered up. Now, here's the funny thing. So, I'm with this girl. Her kid's like making a mess, and then does the dominance play and pisses everywhere on everything. Now, mind you, she has no clue that. All right, so there was years prior. I'm in Branson with Derek and our crew, and we rented a hotel. Anyways, so I was pissed, and we're all pissed. There's this one guy that's just dragging us all down. He's like, blah 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 blah. Anyway, so I have gummy worms on the bed, and it's his bed that he was laying in. And this drunk guy comes in. He's like, I'm done. I'm like, I'm just gonna piss on his shit. So he pisses all over the bed and the gummy worms, and then he comes in, and I'm like, you don't want to eat those. He's like, no, I do. I'm like, I'm telling you, don't eat them. And then he eats them. So it's like, how does that young one that has all the imagination and no story background match stories to mine? It's like, well, one thing has nothing to do. I mean, it's a literal candy piss. That's what it was, when you break it down to its simplest terms. So, with that being said, the Santa Claus thing. All right. So, this girl's a genius. Right? She got it from her mom. Her mom's dying me, saying she ain't that smart. And I'm like, here's the deal. You a bitch. You lie. So, she's like, get out of my fucking face. I'm like, okay, justly deserved. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12, 13. So, I'm like, but here's the deal, I'm right. So that's why I'm gonna walk out. I know I'm right because I know that you're smarter than me. I'm just a dumb, and I'm gonna walk out. So, you get everything you want from me. I'm gonna make it that simple, because I can't keep up with your intelligence. So, she never understood that. So, she will shortly soon. I don't know, she put some trance on me. She said she was a succubus, which I didn't understand that. I think she got that definition from someone else. It's more of an angelic flow. Like, her light is so bright, and she does the right thing every time, no matter the situation, even when it's not hers. Just like the 2026 video, December 26th video with the lady that was offering up her milk, I just want it in my mouth. That's it. All right. She said I could have it. All right. But the staff said no. It says this is inappropriate. That's hers. So, but anyway, she was going to use that for the scrambled eggs. I'm like, that is your resources. That is your money. You worked hard for that. You should not have to give back like that. So, anyways. So, we got 3 cards here. What does it say? It says ho. Okay. Ho, ho, ho. Alright. And then we got a long set. I'm gonna have to come out a little bit. So, what does this all mean? Alright. So, let's do an initial. Just keep it simple. We'll do ASCII. So that's placement. That's either Z or that's C. To C, the 3 bit. So a little bit. And then for the highest magic, and that's a D, and that's a D. And then you got to take into placement, so that's D, D, D. That's 4, or 3, 2. So this is, alright, so on this last part, what it's doing right there is laying down an instruction set, a connected property. This is your rule set now at that point. This is the magic. It's explaining that that's that. Now, I can't say the system works for you. I've taken a long time to hone in on this. So let's go ahead and adjust that then. So, anyways, is that right? Is that right? Yeah, no, that's right. That's right. O head. That's what I like to see. O head. Alright, God, I get distracted sometimes. Oh shit. I don't want to lose my stuff. Where was I going with that? When I crack a dirty joke, it's to jump the conversation. So we're at the end there. The rule set had to do with this. I don't have it. I don't have it. BITC. Oh. Now, all right. So that's a rule set. That's a rule set. All right. So we have two different points. So we got to figure 2C. Wow. Okay. All right, we're just gonna play the next hand until it comes back to me. Ooh, my brain. All right, so this one is really cool, actually. When you hit 5, because it's always going to be 3, 4, 1. So it's 41 past 3. So that's one of my things. I've never heard it before. Picked it up. I made my own. So, all right, so I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, flip 1. I'm curious to see what that one's going to be flipped at. 1, 2, 4. So that's a CH of the ending thing. So, but I don't understand the 6, 7 then. The 2, 6, 7. I'll have to figure that out. So, as a unit. So I can either lay it like that, or it could be continuing conversations. So that's an R. I don't think that's a double play. Let's just keep it literal. This is 4. To dream for the highest queen. I get that one. This one, like if we did it that way, if we did snake, it would be you are the underscore. That makes perfect sense. But you manipulated that. Yeah, I did. I'm a piece of shit. All right, so GY. So it's Harry. No, that's a G. Hag. Y or gar. It could be GR if it's going that way, which that would then be BGR. I don't know. Beggar. Beggars can't be choosers. So, anyway. Do one more. This is 1, 2, 1. So flip it. Flip it. Flip it good. Into space. All right, so that 9 had to move over because I'm bridging the connective property in my head. Then we got 1 flip. All right, now we're referencing the book. So B-O. I don't understand the 6, but we're about to be counted out. 1, 2, 4, 5. Oh, I didn't pull this. Oh, okay. I wondered why. I didn't do the pull mix, but we'll just get it. Okay. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to kill it and do a pull mix. Yes, I know what was there. I'm sorry. just do 2 and then I'll cut it short. I've been doing hour videos. This is a half-hour marker. It's so easy to just bridge over that conversation. I realize your time's important. So.
Let's go. Let's go.
Change it up.
You gotta get out. You're not out in the light.
Alright. This is a core logical problem I have. A lot of stuff that I got from a kid or I'm finding my foundational interpretation methods. So, but as we all know, why was 6 afraid of 7? Because 7, 8, 9. That's why 9's not here. So, anyways. And then this is an ending of a story arc that we did. So, I'm not going to walk it through. If you don't know, if you're not the person, there's no point in me telling. With the Jack of Diamonds and the King of Diamonds, the lineage that changed, but the magic is the highest power. So, you have a choice in the matter on how you interpret everything. So. We're going to focus, we're going to put the magic away, you know, because there's no more magic in real life. Just, it's on auto function. I'm done after this. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Let's recount. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Lock items, and then you adjust the next one, and then you have the rules set right there. So I believe that's accurate with the people I'm talking about. I'm 43, and I'm right. Was during 42 when the magic happened, so I placed as many pieces as I could in play. So it's 1023 right there. So if 1023. And I think that had to do with the birthday question as well from yesterday's video. As 44. I don't understand 44 though. There it comes back into the conversation again. 89 is Y, so buy the highest queen, I ho. Alright. I want to talk about karma, but I don't. We're at a point where I think the beginning needs to be reiterated, but because the time frame of a few more days left in the year, I got to make choices to advance, and then those that understand need to fill everyone else in. Because once this caps out, it caps out. That's it. I don't have it anymore. So, I love you. Bye.